My mom killed me. That was the first sentence out of 7-year-old Cameron's mouth. In the school psychologist's office, 2015, Colorado Springs, a cold February day. Psychologist Jennifer Walsh froze. Cameron, what did you say? The child looked at her. There was no fear in his blue eyes. Only exhaustion. My mother killed me. In 1974, I was 9 years old. But no one found my body. I remember that moment. That first moment of breaking. Jennifer Walsh had been a child psychologist for 15 years. She had seen it all. Trauma, abuse, loss, but this was different. 2011, Glasgow, Scotland. Cameron Macaulay was born, a normal baby, a normal family. His mother, Norma, was a nurse. There was no father. She was raising him alone. The first 3 years passed uneventfully. But in 2014, when Cameron turned 3, the nightmares began. Every night, the same nightmare. Norma would wake up to her son's screams. Mom, Mom, let me go. I can't breathe. Norma would rush in. Cameron would be sitting up in bed, drenched in sweat. Did you have nightmares, sweetie? Cameron would tremble. That woman is choking me. With a pillow, I can't breathe. I'm so scared. Norma took him to a child psychiatrist. Diagnosis, night terrors, normal. Medication was prescribed. But the nightmares didn't stop. They got worse. January 2015. Cameron was now 4 years old, and he had started talking. But what he said was terrifying. One morning at breakfast, Mom, you're not my real mom. Norma dropped her spoon. What are you saying, Cameron? My real mom was different. Her hair was brown. She always smoked. And she treated me badly. Norma felt her heart racing. Cameron, how do you know this? I remember. I lived it before, somewhere else, in America. Norma tried to laugh, but you've never been to America, sweetheart. Cameron looked at her with such a gaze. It was as if an old man was looking at her, tired, broken. I know, but I died there. Weeks passed. Cameron's memories became clearer. My name was Billy Richardson. We lived in Colorado. In the city of Pueblo, my mom was Sharon. She was always drunk. I also had a stepfather. He was worse. Norma started taking notes because Cameron wasn't just talking. He was drawing. One day, Cameron drew a house. A small, old house. 1 story. This is our house. We lived here. The details were terrifying. The color of the house dirty white. The number of windows 5. The broken step next to the door. And here, Cameron drew something else. A forest, trees, and a hole. This is where they buried me. Norma now knew her son wasn't just imagining things. Because what Cameron described was very specific. March 2015. Norma called the Colorado Springs Police Department. Detective Michael Torres answered the phone. Police Department, Torres? Hello, I want to report something a little strange. Norma recounted what her son had told her. Torres thought it was a joke at first, but then, you said Billy Richardson, right? Yes, my son says that name. Torres searched on the computer and froze. Missing child report. Name, William Billy Richardson. Date missing, October 12, 1974. Age, 9 years old. Last seen, Pueblo, Colorado. Status, unresolved. Torres's hair stood on end. Mrs. Macaulay, I need to talk to your son. March 18, 2015. Detective Torres flew to Scotland. Dr. Elizabeth Chen, a missing children's specialist from the FBI, also came. They met at Norma's house. Cameron was sitting in the living room. He was playing with Legos. Torres crouched down. Hi, Cameron. I'm Michael. Can I talk to you? Cameron looked up. You're a cop. We're going to talk about Billy, aren't we? Torres was surprised. Yes, about Billy. Cameron put down his Legos. Finally, someone is listening. Dr. Chen recorded it. Every second. Torres. Cameron, who was Billy? Cameron. Me. I was Billy. I was killed in 1974. Torres. Who killed you? Cameron paused. His eyes filled with tears. My mother, Sharon. She didn't love me. Torres. Why did she kill you? Cameron. Cameron. Because ... because I knew her secret. Torres. What secret? Cameron whispered. She had killed other people too. The room fell silent. Torres and Drive. Chen questioned Cameron for 3 days. The child never tired. It was as if he was finally uttering the words that had been stuck in his throat for 40 years. What Cameron said. Sharon worked at a motel in Pueblo. She met men there. Sometimes she brought them home. And then they never came out again. Torres. What do you mean they didn't come out? Cameron. Sharon was killing them while they slept for money. Torres. How many? Cameron thought. 5. I saw 5 men. But there could be more. Dr. Chen froze. Cameron. Do you remember these men's names? Cameron closed his eyes. One was Tom, tall, bearded. One was Jose. He spoke Spanish. One was old. I don't remember his name, but he had a Vietnam ring on his hand. Torres was taking notes. His hands were shaking. Okay, Sharon, where did you take the body, Cameron, to the forest? The forest north of Pueblo. There was a hole there. He buried them all there. Torres, how did you know that? Cameron's voice broke. Because I had to help him. I was 9 years old, but I was digging. I was digging the hole. The room fell silent. The 4-year-old child was recounting murders from 40 years ago. Torres returned to Colorado. The FBI began investigating Sharon Richardson. Sharon Richardson, born 1945, records. 1973, Pueblo, CO, motel receptionist. 1974, son Billy missing. 1975, moved from Pueblo. 1979, DUI driving under the influence in Nevada. 1988, found dead overdose. Sharon couldn't be questioned since she died in 1988. But the FBI reopened the 1974 files, Billy Richardson file. October 12, 1974, Billy didn't come home from school. Sharon told the police, my son ran away. The police searched. No trace was found. The file was closed, but now there were Cameron's claims. And the FBI was looking for other missing persons. The FBI searched for missing men in the Pueblo area between 1972 and 1974. Result: 5 men disappeared without permission. Thomas Tom Valdez, 32, truck driver, missing, February 1973. Jose Morales, 28, construction worker, missing, June 1973. Raymond Carter, 54, Vietnam veteran, missing, October 1973. David Hunt, 41, sales representative, missing, March 1974. Billy Richardson, 9, missing, October 1974. Each had last been seen in Pueblo. None of their bodies had been found. And here's the most shocking part. Each had been last seen near the motel where Sharon Richardson worked, April 2015. The FBI brought Cameron to Colorado. Norma was with him. There was a forest 15 kilometers north of Pueblo. Cameron looked out from the helicopter. There, behind that hill. The ground team went to the location Cameron described. They walked for 3 hours. And Cameron stopped. This is it, right here. Ground radar was activated. Result, 5 abnormal areas. Inconsistencies in the soil structure. The excavation began. April 26, 2015. At a depth of 2 meters, the first bones were found. A human skeleton. Male, between 30 and 40 years old. Fractured skull. A DNA test was performed. Result, Thomas Valdez, truck driver who went missing in 1973. His family had been searching for him for 42 years. May 2015. 5 graves found. Thomas Valdez, skull fracture, blunt trauma. Jose Morales, bone fracture and the throat strangulation. Raymond Carter, knife wound mark on the chest. David Hunt, gunshot wound back of head. Billy Richardson, small skeleton, broken neck bone. Each had been killed between 1972 and 1974. The FBI questioned Cameron one last time. Torres, Cameron, why did Sharon kill you? Cameron cried because he thought I would tell the police. We had fought that night. I said, I'll tell the police about my mom. That night he killed me. He smothered me with a pillow. I was 9 years old. Torres, then what happened? Cameron, he took me to the forest. He buried me next to the others, and no one searched. Because Sharon told the police, my son ran away, and everyone believed her. Dr. Chen asked, Cameron, why do you remember now? Why did you come back? Cameron looked at him. Because they're still there. No one found them. Their families are still waiting. I came back for them to tell the truth. Chen subjected Cameron to extensive testing. Hypnosis. Under hypnosis, Cameron recounted the moment of Billy's death. The details matched the forensic report's 94%. Physical evidence. Cameron had a birthmark on his neck, just like a strangulation mark. Psychological profile. Cameron showed signs of trauma beyond what is normal for a 4-year-old child, but the source of the trauma was not in this lifetime. June 2015, the FBI notified each of the 5 families. Maria Valdez, Tom's daughter, I've been waiting for my father for 42 years. Now I can finally bury him. Jose Morales' mother. My son is in heaven. Now I know. But I thank this little boy. He gave me the truth. Raymond Carter's son, Vietnam veteran. My father came back from the war, but he fell victim to a monster. Now I can bury him in peace. And the most emotional moment. Billy Richardson's uncle is only living relative. His uncle met Cameron. He looked at Cameron. He cried, Billy, is it really you? Cameron nodded. Yes, Uncle Robert. I'm back. They embraced, and in that moment, Cameron's nightmares stopped, but one question remained. Why had Sharon Richardson killed? The FBI investigated Sharon's past. Sharon Richardson, 1960, abused by her father. 1963, first psychiatric hospital admission. 1965, first marriage at age 20 violent. 1966, gave birth to Billy Unwanted. 1972, started working at the Pueblo Motel, psychiatric reports, antisocial personality disorder, lack of empathy, violent tendencies. Sharon was paranoid, she hated men, and she killed them. Sharon was dead. She couldn't be tried, but the case was officially closed. Pueblo Sheriff's Department official statement. Sharon Richardson is responsible for the murders of 5 people between 1972 and 1974. The evidence is conclusive. The case is closed. FBI Special Report. The information provided by Cameron Macaulay played a critical role in solving this investigation. While science cannot fully explain this event, the results are indisputable. 2016, Cameron was now 5 years old. The nightmares were over, but he still remembered. Norma asked, "Do you remember now, Cameron?" "Yes, but it doesn't hurt anymore." "Because they are at peace now. They were found." Dr. Elizabeth Chen wrote a 200-page report. The Cameron Macaulay Case, Reincarnation and Forensic Science. The report stated, of the 47 specific details Cameron provided, 43 were verified 91% accuracy. 4 could not be verified, no records. This case is one of the strongest pieces of evidence supporting the reincarnation hypothesis. Cameron Macaulay accessed information he couldn't possibly know. Science cannot explain it, but the facts are undeniable. Cameron is now 13 years old, a normal teenager, but he still remembers. A documentary was filmed in 2023. They asked Cameron, "Why did you come back?" Cameron replied, "Because justice was needed." Billy had no voice. He died at age 9, but I came back, and I made his voice heard. Do you believe in reincarnation? Cameron, I don't believe. I know. Because I lived it. Twice. Thomas Valdez's family. The funeral was held in 2015. 42 years later, Maria wrote a letter to Cameron. "Little angel, you gave my father back to me. Thank you forever. Jose Morales' mother. She died in 2016. Her last words, I found my son. Now I can go in peace. Raymond Carter's son." He placed his father's Vietnam medal on his grave. "Dad, you're finally home." David Hunt's daughter, "I've been searching for my father for 40 years. Now I can rest." Billy Richardson's Uncle Robert. "He regularly visits Cameron. He's my nephew. In a different body, but still Billy." Sharon Richardson killed 5 people. She was never caught. She died of an overdose in 1988. But in 2015, a child uncovered the truth. And now 5 families are at peace. 5 souls are at peace because sometimes truth is stronger than death. Sometimes justice wanders between lives, and sometimes a child's voice breaks 40 years of silence. 22.4 Cameron is 13 years old. In his last interview, he said, "People ask me, isn't it terrifying to have been killed?" I answer, yes, it was terrifying. But not anymore. Because now it has meaning. Billy died, but I came back, and I told his story. Maybe that's why we came back. Maybe reincarnation isn't just chance. Maybe we come back to finish unfinished business. And maybe he's right. Maybe some souls come back for justice. Maybe death isn't really the end.